Hey fam, welcome back. Hopefully you guys are doing good and having a great day. If you're not, please let me know what I do to help you. Until then, we are talking about feminism today. What is feminism really? And so we have a couple of people to look at today, do a little bit of a deep dive into, and that is going to be Margaret Sanger here, and then Gloria Steinem. For those of you who may not know, Margaret Sanger was the co-founder of Planned Parenthood, and Gloria Steinem was a prior CIA operative before becoming a feminist. So we're going to take a look at a couple of articles here. And so we're going to start with the New Yorker here because there's a lot of juicy information to look at. The CIA does not always report to the president. Matter of fact, if the CIA deems it to not tell the president, they won't and then they will deny it. And so what they did was they put up fronts called the Independent Research Service. The CIA funneled financial support to favor foreign student groups by means of grants ostensibly coming from the NSA. World festivals in Vienna in 1959 and in Helsinki in 1962. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. And the person in charge was Gloria Steinem. Interesting, right? Who knew perfectly well where the money was coming from and never regretted taking it. And she also said, if I had a choice, I would do it again. So the CIA would embed their operatives into the NSA. Okay. They would go and attend international conferences and either file written reports or do a debrief after, essentially giving the CIA a huge database of information. And this has happened in several countries. Steinem eventually became a feminist. Even though we know that her involvement in the CIA is true and easily accessible, she likes to deny it, or at least she does here in this article. Angered by this, Miss Steinem called me, denied any relation with the CIA, and very nicely threatened me with a lawsuit if I did not delete the illusion. But after studying the evidence, having talked to one of the reporters who originally wrote a news story detailing her relationship with the CIA, and having talked with her at length about the subject, I am convinced that what I originally wrote was fair comment. And then this article goes on to talk about how she was connected, which we know is through the Independent Research Service. That's weird. So, what did she have a huge part in? Well, she had a huge part in the second wave of feminism. And one of the topics that we are focusing a little bit more on today is reproductive freedoms, because then that's going to lead us into Margaret Sanger. So that's interesting. Now, Margaret Sanger. Interesting, right? So, Margaret Sanger, for those of you who may not know, because not a lot of people do know, that she was a very adamant eugenicist. Very adamant eugenicist. So look at this. Sanger's writings shed light on underlying motives of Sanger in her movement toward family planning, eugenics, and racism. Sanger strongly backed the field of eugenics and saw birth control as an innovative and safe way to medically allow for limiting the abilities of certain populations to reproduce. Her eugenic beliefs also found themselves rooted in race, greatly affecting African American populations in America and furthering beliefs that people of color were lesser than or appropriate for being used as test subjects for medical advancements. Interesting. This was during the time of pushing contraceptives. See right here. Margaret Sanger is largely renowned for her work as an ambitious feminist leading the birth control revolution in America and largely around the world. However, Sanger's motivations behind this work had dark roots in racism and eugenics, demonstrating the importance of acknowledging the dangerous rhetoric of her work and how it may have impacted social groups around her, especially today. Despite efforts to maintain public trust, however, many black Americans grew suspicious of Sanger's efforts. Many people began believing that Sanger was seeking to medically remove the African American population from the country, claiming that encouraging blacks to use birth control is comparable to trying to eliminate this group from society. In addition to this, a gender divide arose and prevailed in which men were much more likely to denounce birth control as genocide than women. In contrast, most black women embraced birth control. As we may expect, birth control had allowed many black women to have education and career options. So, despite questionable activity from prominent figures like Sanger pushing birth control in their communities, these women were open to the option to delay motherhood in order to pursue their education and careers. Where do we see that today? Get the bag, sis. Don't worry about a man. Don't worry about a family, babies. You can put that shit on hold. Go get your career. Don't need no man. We hear that everywhere today, especially in college. Especially in college. This is exactly what feminists don't talk about at all. This is what feminism actually is, co opted by CIA for certain purposes: control of women, control of their minds, and deep roots in eugenics. This is the reality of feminism. So that's what I have for you guys today. If this video helped you out, please like, share, subscribe, join the family, guys. I would love to have you along for the journey to change this society for the better. Please remember to take care of yourselves, both mind and body. Take care of each other. I love you all. I wish you a lovely day. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.